I'm on the case.
Ace Detective.
Alright, welcome to another installment of Koushiro Investigates. This is our 5th episode. It is the festive season, and today we're going to be looking at something pertaining to, like Christmas lights and stuff. So we're going to be looking at something pertaining to some shiny stuff. And that is, we're going to be looking at the Masuda method today. So with X and Y, this is the first main series game where you've been able to pick the language you want to play in as soon as you start the game. In the past, it's just kind of been tied to your region. If you buy a game in the US, it's probably going to, load up in English, for example. If you're watching this video, chances are you speak English, likely predominantly. But with the Masuda method, it's a technique where you can get an increased shiny chance when breeding, when you breed between two Pokemon of different national origin. So in the past, this meant, trading with something on the GTS. But now you can launch the game in a different language. While it's not actually a different country's game, it's kind of curious, does that work for Masuda method or not? We do have, if you look at on your Pokemon's status screen here at the top, nothing up there, nothing up there. Oh, okay, there's a F-E-R-E at the top left there, that means French. And we also have a JPN for Japanese. And so yeah, this little icon here at the top is supposed to be a little indicator telling you whether or not the Pokemon is foreign. Now we have some background information about these guys. We're going to be testing this with 4 different guys actually. We have Mega Man here, it's my Gardevoir used in game, shiny. We have a level 10, these are all level 10 except for the Quagsire. Squirtle, this was caught on my OT. Dr. Light is not my OT, but it is Mega Man's OT, so yeah. So we have same trainer, and then we have this Charmander. It's just the one you get from Sycamore. These I got by restarting my X version before I started my main file. Just doing a quick playthrough to get a Charizard X, basically, and mine up a couple of those. So this is just the one you get from Professor Sycamore in Lumiose City really early in the game. And this is just a different OT, so we're going to be checking that. And then we're going to be checking this, which I believe I got this off Wonder Trade. I'm not 100% sure, but I am fairly certain that this is a Quagsire that came from an actual Japanese game. So then that brings us to this one, the French Charmander. This is not an actual French Charmander from a game bought in Europe. This is simply one that I decided to start playing the game in French. And got this one from Sycamore, and then traded it over. So this isn't a true French Charmander, so to speak, as it was generated on a North American game. So the question is, does this count for a foreign Pokemon? That's what we're going to find out right now. And how are we going to find that out? Okay, how are we going to breed up a bunch of eggs and see if the Masuda method, is affecting it? That's not very feasible. So instead we're going to use another way to tell if a Pokemon is foreign or not, which is it gains additional trade experience. I think back in the very first Koushiro Investigates, we did stuff with Audino and checked out the rates, and we did indeed find that the foreign Pokemon get a little bit more experience. So what we're going to do here is go into this fight against this Audino girl here. Probably my favorite spot to grind in the game, just to get up some experience on some guys. Audinos and trainers experiences and all good stuff. Oh, and you get to battle against Soda girls, which I loves. Anyway, so we're going to start out with, first we're going to establish our baseline here. And we're just going to do lots of soft resets. Stop moving around, Mariel. There we go. Alright, this is going to be, excuse me, I've been sick a little bit lately. So this is going to be our process we're going to do here. We're just going to send out this guy to lead off. Got a nice Squirtle there, waggling his tail, but he's not actually going to use Tail Whip. Just going to switch out to Gardevoir and toast some Audinos. We're going to write down the experience that flashes up, and yeah, we're just going to do a comparison of those. And we're going to, the last one we're going to do is that French Charmander, and we're going to see which experience tier it's going to fall into. So first we got to get our baselines though. So, and also another important thing to note is that X and Y did revert Black and White's experience scaling. So let's let's see how much experience we get here. 2925. Okay. That's all we need to know from there. We're just going to soft reset. But yeah, X and Y did revert the experience scaling, so whether it's a level 1 guy or a level 99 guy, gets the same experience from knocking out the same thing. Which, for better or for worse, but I guess they figure with the experience share, we're going to make the game easier anyway, so forget this whole experience scaling thing. Alright, next we're going to try with this Charmander, which is simply a different OT, same country of origin. And I kind of wish we had a Duchess here, but I had to take what I could get at the moment. It was either this or the Elite Four, so yeah, that would be an ordeal. All right, so Charmander's gonna get switched out for Gardevoir. Has to have Trace, of course, because you know Mega Man likes to get the abilities of its opponents. Anyway, knock this stuff. Don't want to use Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is not the move. Audino is not a fairy type. It is still normal. Four, 3, 8, 7. Okay. So a considerable bonus there. Alright, so those two have both been level 10. This Quagsire, I believe, is level 30, but again, the experience scaling that Black and White 5th Gen introduced, I'm pretty sure got taken away, as we're going to see. We'll switch this. Newell is Quagsire's Japanese name. And what level is this guy? I think he's level 30, maybe 31. Yep, 30. 100 HP on the dot. How about that? Alright, switching Mega Man. So many unnecessary things here. We have the shiny animation, ability animation. Entrainment does not work because I already traced the ability. That's pretty funny. Alright, so this will be with a foreign trade boost. Let's see how much the experience gain is from knocking out this Audino now. 4972. Alright, so I don't care about learning Eon. We're just going to reset again. And now we see the two possibilities that this thing can have. It's either going to be 4387, which means that it counts as a different OT, you know, different trainer, but same region, or 4972, which is going to count as a foreign original trainer. So we're going to move Salameche, apparently is Charmander's French name, up to the top. Does it have accent marks on both E's? No, just the one. And it's the other way from the way Pokemon's is. I don't really know my accent marks very well. Sorry, guys. I know the Japanese one is the Dakuten. That's about it. That's the one that makes ha go to ba, things like that. Secret power apparently drops a big weight on you now, and apparently acts as body slam. Okay. Well, that's a slight problem, but we'll see if we can fight through paralysis anyway, and we do. Alright, so here's the big moment. Let's see how much experience we're going to get from this with our French Charmander, and it is 4972. So that means that it is indeed counting as a foreign original trainer. Alright, so looks like that is the way the game is perceiving it. Same as that Quagsire that I am reasonably sure is indeed an actual foreign OT. And I guess we can kind of confirm that in that, you know, it's either going to be foreign or not. And they're definitely higher than a definitely non-foreign different trainer. So Yeah, looks like that is indeed the case. So we got a follow-up here, and you know, that involves Masuda method and Everstone. So I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you. All right, we're back, and now we're going to look at a little addendum here. You know, one of the big problems with Masuda method, the main reason I personally never used it that much, is that it's sort of messed up Everstone. You know, in the past you could use Everstone to guarantee a 50% chance that the mother's nature would pass on, and later that was changed to allow either the mother or the father's nature to pass on, and I believe it was actually Black 2, White 2 that made the Everstone 100%, and that is carried over to X and Y. So, I know I played very little of 5th gen, so I'm not sure of this, but what we're going to do here is I actually went ahead and already bred some of these guys. So, here's our Quagsire that we just used, and yeah, it's a Japanese Quagsire, and this is a Ditto that I believe I caught on this game, yep, on this game, and this Ditto has Everstone, Quagsire with nothing, whatever, so we're going to see if we can get all these to be jolly, all these eggs. I bred 5 eggs, not exactly a great sample size, but should be big enough that if all 5 of them are the same nature, it should pretty much confirm, at least to me, that the Everstone is still 100%, even though the 2 Pokemon had different national origins. So we're going to put all these in the party, and this is sort of arduous to do without using the stylus. I've gotten kind of addicted to using the stylus now. Anyway, these eggs, I believe, have been paired down, which is a little thing I like to do. Yep, they're all about to hatch. Alright, so this is a little thing I like to do. I still do birthplaces for Pokemon on my team, so I want to hatch them all in the correct area, so it helps to have them paired down first, and then you can just hatch them wherever they be, like Belly Jet Azumarill, for example. Bullman is found in Azure Bay. Let me turn on the hatching power to make that a little bit quicker. Probably not much as they're about to hatch. Hatch power level 3. By the way, bonus tip, if you don't have your Lumiose style maxed, just go to the mart that sells all of the Pokeballs, and one at a time, buy upwards of like 80 Premier Balls, I believe is the golden amount. If you've been training it up, you may not need to buy quite that many. But just buy a lot of Premier Balls. It's the cheapest ball, so that's why we recommend that one. And each one of those counts as a Lumiose City purchase, and therefore will rack up your style. So you can use that if you don't yet have the hatching power. Anyway, gonna hatch all these, and yeah, so we're hoping that they will all be jolly. That will confirm that Masuda method actually does not negatively impact the Everstone, which means that you can, yeah, get the correct nature guy while it's also shiny. And of course, X and Y has made things so much easier on us legit players with Destiny Knot as well. We didn't use Destiny Knot for this, but passing on IVs, I can't imagine that Masuda method would mess that up. Certainly if someone has information to the contrary, stand me up corrected. Stand me up correct. What does that even mean? Anyway, get the rest of these hatched, and then we'll check the nature and draw some conclusions from there. Cracking some eggs. Cracking some eggs. Cute little whoopers. Alright, and one more. 4 Quagsires. Base stat total is so much lower than Gastrodon's. In fact, I believe that's what I named my Quagsire on here that I bred up for the decks. BST less than Gastrodon. Oh, I don't think you can actually put the angle brackets as a nickname thing, so I had to put like LT. Anyway, that aside, just filling some time there. Alright, so it looks like we got majority female as always. Anyway, so let's see what we got. We got Jolly, 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 and Jolly. So that looks like 100% Jolly pass to me. Alright, so what does that mean? Well, that means that my sub 3DS, or rather my Y file, looks like what I'm going to be planning on doing with that, and you can too, if you have multiple copies of the game, is, you know, this is my main file in here, X, but yeah, you can play your Y version, or whichever your sub version is, in a different language, and when you're doing your breeding stuff, you know, I hope if you're not, the games are probably are not that difficult to understand in another language. You may want to keep animations on, stuff like that. But it shouldn't be too difficult, I think, to beat the game, even if you, as long as you've played it once before. How often do you actually read the text anyway, right? So yeah, I mean, personally, I'm probably going to play through the game in a different language next time, maybe Italian, possibly Japanese, I don't know. And yeah, that way, hatching power's off. That way, I can breed up, for example, breed the father on this, and it'll be, you know, an English father, and then breed the mother, on the other game, and that'll be a foreign language mother, and then just breed those two together on this, or actually on either one, I suppose. And it'll be activated Masuda method. Everstone still works. And yeah, so even if you have two retail games that you got from the same region, looks like you can still activate some Masuda method with yourself, actually, just if you select a different language at the game startup. So if you're like me and have a restartable file, then you can get some Masuda method going on yourself. So it looks like that's what we're going to be doing for breeding some of members of my team. So hope this helped. Hope this cleared up a little confusion, any mysteries you might have had about this. And I'll see you guys next time for the next KOOPER Koushiro Investigates. Later days.
Case closed. Let's eat pizza.